please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Our Father in heaven, be with the people of Muscuda, who have our city council members, and give them the wisdom to make sound decisions. Be with all of us here tonight, so that we may show the civility and respect that embrace this concept we call democracy. And Lord, be with all our friends and neighbors in Muscuda, so the spirit community might prevail according to your will. Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, call meeting to order, roll call.
Wyatt.
Here.
McMahon.
Here.
Baker.
Here.
Battis.
Here.
Dowery.
Here. Item 4 is to amend the agenda. Any reason to amend the agenda? Hearing none. Item 5 is the minutes of our March 2nd, 2020 City Council meeting, our March 2nd, 2020 Executive Session meeting, and our March 2nd, 2020 City Council Budget Workshop. Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, those minutes stand as presented. Item 6, public comments. I don't see any public comments. Move on to department reports. Joe?
You should have that report in front of you. There's nothing really drastic changed. We do have a couple new candidates, 3 of them actually, that we're putting on. I'll get the list to the city manager so he has those names. But that's that 3-month candidacy program before we make them probationary, before we take them on the fire department. So in that time, they will do their drug testing and background checks. I'll get with the lieutenant, with the police department to help with that, so we'll get all that covered. Our mailing that we do went well, it went real good. We're a little over $10,000, and the chicken and beer dance that we had was separate from that, also was very well attended and went well. Our open house is scheduled for May 3rd, we'll see, I don't know. But we're planning on having that May 3rd, I hope that will happen. And in a little bit here, you'll see for the pickup truck. We got some members going to FDIC, but now that's been postponed. We're working on truck purchase for pumper replacement. Then I did add that we had some training scheduled, I think I told you last time, with IFSI, the propane burn. We were looking forward to in April. That's canceled for now, or at least postponed. And the fire department has been working with Jeremy, helped us with the Muscuda EMS, precautions on the COVID-19, you know. So they're taking all precautions that we can, following the protocol for IDPH and making sure our guys are safe. I feel confident that what we're doing is what we need to be doing. So. Okay, unless there's any questions.
Any questions? Thanks, Joe. Scott, public safety, police chief?
Also, you have my report in front of you. As far as crime and police activity this past month, there's nothing of that jumps out of real note there. We have been spending most of our time, obviously, on this COVID-19 issue. Jeremy, I would like to commend him for the work that he has done. I mean, this guy's been on his emails, or you can't hardly keep up with them, the way things are rapidly changing with the numbers and everything, and protocols and everything that's going on. And I'm proud he's done a fantastic job, whether he's here or at home, and keeping me informed on every single development. So that's good. The numbers, you know, we're up to about 100 here in Illinois. I think we're at 4 or 6. Those change all the time, but all of our people, rest assured, they have the adequate protective gear and that they need to do their jobs, and you know, we'll just deal with it as it comes. And we'll be doing, since they issued the restaurant and the bars closing, we'll be doing periodic checks to make sure all of our businesses are in compliance throughout this, which I'm sure they will be, you know. But other than that, I think, we've got things covered as best as we can, and we're handling the developments as they occur, so. Any questions for anybody?
No, thanks, I think you guys are on top of it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Finance, Lynn?
I think I gave you the report just tonight. It's the snapshot. There's a stapled report for February, and we are on track with our operating revenues at 81.88% and our operating expenses at 77.07%. And we have March and April left of this fiscal year, so doing pretty good.
Any questions on these two reports? Okay, thanks, Lynn. Jesse's not here.
No, but I'll cover some of Jesse's stuff there if you like. His wife's real busy with the corona stuff with her company, he has to be. We had 2 residences this month. We've got building permits and there's quite a few other, there's a detached garage, covered patio, a neighbor on a swimming pool. And if you look in the budget, we had estimated 30 homes. Well, just last month, 15 building inspections for new residences were done. And right now, I know 6 homes that are in the process of being built, not included on this. So I'm pretty confident we're gonna hit the 30 houses estimate, if not beat it by a few. Things are very good there.
Okay, any questions on that report? Moving right along. Tom?
Have my report there on page, starting on page 12. Just to point out a few things here with the Main Street, Jefferson Street intersection. We believe we provided all the required documents, or requested documents to IDOT regarding the right-of-way acquisition. We were hopeful that we were going to get approval of that last week, but that has not happened, but we're hopeful we will have that soon to be able to go out to bid.
The modal thing was resolved. We need a signature from Moto or something.
We got the signature from Motor, they submitted it to IDOT. We have not heard back from IDOT saying that you're good. Yeah. Correct?
That is correct.
There's a lot more to it than just a signature. I
Apparently,
saw that in there.
Because, yeah, because I looked at them, I can't see what the problem is with some signatures. They let me know it's much more than that.
It's not that easy. Okay.
On the sewer plant, the engineering design is going strong. We've ramped that up now. We've had a ownership and submitted 30% or preliminary plans for the plant, and we are reviewing those. We're scheduled to meet with them this Friday to discuss those. 10th Street, we're just waiting on some dry weather to prevail here. We get some dry weather and then it rains on us just about time we're ready to go back on that. But there's not much left to do on that, but so that'll get finished up pretty quick. And then I guess that's about all I wanted to point out. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
I did have a meeting with DMS and let them know their urgency is finishing up the project now the weather's getting warm.
What, you mean the seating and stuff?
Seeding and grading, but Tom did have some additional drainage issues he wanted to see fixed, and we might have DMS do that. They make sense to Tom, and some of the things, after you build something, you look at it and you go, that's not right. So they want to move a couple of inlets, right? Minor stuff.
We're not talking about a huge amount of money, are we?
No,
No.
and our guys can assist in that or do something.
Got the pins and forms taken care of.
Forms? You know what, I haven't checked. I did tell them to get them off of there, but I did not.
I didn't check either, so that's why I'm asking. They left the pins and forms on the sidewalk still. In front of, this is the board's little house there.
I drove down there yesterday, I called Cindy.
So is all that work done around Don Taylor's entrance?
Yes, he's got one heck of a drain there.
Is he happy?
We're good, he's coming back in 2 weeks.
No, he's not gonna be allowed to travel, he's old.
Oh, he's driving, he's driving.
I have a question on this stockpile of debris on the lot of,
He's going to clean that up, yes, that was addressed.
and I noticed must be some underground tank there too.
There is one that's gonna have to be removed, it's a very old diesel tank.
Diesel,
I believe it to be empty, but we have to verify.
is that called the testing then?
Mm-hmm.
Ground testing?
Okay, is that it?
That's all I have.
Okay, we'll move along with reports and communications for us. The third chamber meeting on the third, I also attended the Economic Development Committee of the new Economic Development Committee. And so we had good discussion there and got some good ideas on proceeding with our future meetings and some things we might want to do. On the 6th, Brad and I met with Connie Spurlock from SIUE about a collaborative community program they have where they can provide students to do, and we need ideas on this. We need to present a project for them to study, and we get all this free work from the students at SIU. And, well, it's not free, it costs, I think, she said $3,500.
Between 3,000 and 5,000 a year.
But, I mean, they'll do the study as long as whatever. And, sometimes you get fresh young minds, involved in something like that. It's a good idea. So we're looking for some ideas on projects that the city needs done. Could be a park project or whatever. We've got a lot of studies already done on some of the stuff we're doing, but just some thoughts on some things that we might want some students to put some fresh minds to and come up with something. Then on the 7th, on a Saturday, city manager and I went out to Scott Air Force Base to change of command for the 126th Air National Guard. And on the 9th, met with Steve Wilkie about an easement, I guess, that we'll maybe talk about later. I don't know about tonight, but at some point,
Not tonight.
not tonight. And then on the 10th, I went to the Military Affairs Committee meeting out of Scott. And that's kind of it. But after we finish our regular business, I'm gonna ask Brad to just give council a brief update on the hectic stuff that's been happening the last 2 days, where we're going and what we've done. I think you probably know most of it, but maybe not all, so it's probably a good idea to give everybody an update on what we're doing. So with that, I'll turn it over to Councilman Moore.
I have nothing to report.
Councilman McMahon,
No report.
No report.
Nothing to report.
City Manager.
In addition to the meetings I went with you, Terry and I went to East West Gateway to meet with the team that they had contracted out for our Great Streets Initiative grant that they're doing. It was a very good meeting. There's about 20 people going to be working on this out of the 4 teams. Except that I found out today it's being postponed, just like everything else. They got permission to go beyond the fiscal year requirement, so they will carry it forward. Had they not had that, they would have just had to stop this and we'd start the whole thing over next year. So now they're looking at summer or early fall, being able to wrap this up again. I did the TIF review meeting on Tuesday, and everything went well there. TIF 2B is doing real well. TIF 1, we have closed, and TIF 3, we're probably gonna extend that one. TIF 2B, we're extending. And Wednesday met with the school superintendent and other leadership there, discussing their solar options. It was a good meeting, but
closed down for any civil matters, for anything Muscuda has pending. It's gonna be at least 3 weeks before anything starts back up. And that includes the misdemeanor docket where the police department issues ordinance violations. So nothing's gonna happen for the next 3 weeks at least.
So that was April 7th.
I think it was April 10th, I don't know. I got the memo email from the chief judge today. But basically, there's no court, no progress will be made on anything, and they're gonna continue all those misdemeanor cases, traffic cases, they're all continued.
So what do they do when the courts close down?
What's who? I don't know.
Maybe they could be studying our case.
But anyway, so basically, nothing's gonna happen for the next 3 weeks on anything that's pending.
Okay, city clerk, anything?
And I have nothing, no.
Okay, we'll move on with,
No. He's just used to seeing her sit there.
is that? Is that?
She's filling in for the city clerk, remember?
No, I just said she liked it, so now she can't say it. Okay, moving on, council business, city manager.
Okay. First thing would be the monthly account summary or cash account balances. We just keep it simple. The city report at the beginning, total balance of $24,858,150.49. And the ending balance of $24,721,115.63, for a total cash decrease in February of $137,034.86. Oh, there's monthly claims accounts. It was in there. The accounts payable recorded for the month of February was $1,186,721.79. And these payments are noted for recording and accounting purposes, while others are noted for various purchases, loan obligations, and projects. And you can see in your packet all those items down below where the money went. The salary report for the council, the total net amount paid to the employees in February equals $208,845.43. And remember, the average payroll is $200,000 to $225,000 unless there are 3 pay periods, which it wasn't, so we're right within the average. So I recommend the council approve both of these reports.
Any discussion? Okay, I'm taking a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve.
Baker moves, seconded by Gaddis, to accept all items under omnibus consideration.
Roll call.
Wyatt?
Yes.
McMahon?
Yes.
Baker?
Yes.
Gaddis?
Yes.
Dougherty?
Yes, motion carried. Next item.
Next item would be, first off, we did the public hearing and adoption of the ordinance. This is the first reading to adopt the city's fiscal year 2021 budget. After several months of work, we've established this 2021 budget. Many work sessions by staff and the finance committee. We believe that the current draft budget meets the needs and requirements for this year's annual budget. It assures adequate revenues, fund sources, provides for appropriate expenditures, and provides a fiscal strategy to accommodate the needs of the community this year. And per legal requirements, we had the hearing. It was posted, we had it tonight, and the budget draft was provided for public review. And again, there was no real cost to initiate this budget. If you want me to read all this again, I will go through it. But we just had the hearing, so this was the first reading of our budget. And I gave you the final number. Everything included, projects in all, $33,194,890.
Okay, well, tonight, we were through all those things in the workshop.
Or is it 33,600,000?
Oh, yeah, we're looking at it.
Yeah, the library is $33,600,000 with the library. Thank you.
So, we went through the workshop and through a hearing. And so anything we need to discuss, we've already discussed, so is there any further discussion? Okay, this is the first reading, so, we'll move on to the next item.
Next item would be the code change, first reading for electric, water, and sewer rates. And we request approval of the revisions to chapter 11, electric system, and chapter 38, water and sewer rates of the city code by adoption of ordinance. Electric rates first. For the upcoming fiscal year, the finance committee and staff are recommending no increase for electric rates. Even though there are no increases to the rates, the ordinances and city code reference the fiscal year that rates belong to, and the attached ordinance keeps the electric rates the same as the previous fiscal year, just changing the fiscal year within the ordinance. So the passing of the rate ordinance, regardless if there is a change, is recommended by our auditor, and it's good practice to follow. The only change in the rates was a reduction in the security light. They don't make a certain wattage one anymore. And if you look, there's one line in there that was dropped. So it's actually cheaper now. Water and sewer rates for the upcoming year, the finance committee and staff are recommending an increase for water sewer rates. This increase is due to the wastewater treatment plant expansion project and increased project costs due to the upgrades of the EPA regulations and the push off of getting started. Last fiscal year, the city increased the water sewer rates by the current CPI rate of 2.10, plus an additional $5 to try to accommodate the sewer facility charges. This year, the recommendation is to follow the ordinance and increase the water sewer rates base charges by the current CPI of 1.41%, so which it is lower. And attaches a spreadsheet showing the average bill increase per household. The small increase generates approximately $73,345 additional revenue and will help meet our $900,000 annual bill for the wastewater treatment plant based on $15 million 20-year loan. And we will evaluate these during the fiscal year and reevaluate and determine for next year if there needs to be an increase. And the attached ordinance change is in your packet for the water and sewer rates for fiscal year 2021.
Okay, any discussion?
Yeah, question. So the increase is for our existing plant now, or is this banked money for the future?
This is to meet the future cost.
Wouldn't it be better if we charge later on after the thing's built for the actual cost than charging people ahead of time?
Then no, why make a budget then? We have to plan for those costs.
Well, I don't know whether,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
We couldn't get the EPA loan without planning for it.
Without increasing the rates now to show the need?
Yeah, and
yeah, that's always a requirement. You get the
we would
ones-
run out of money after 3 years of payments, so we have to plan to follow the ordinance.
It still is within ordinance, it's not
Yeah, I
above
understand
that.
Yeah, we had to do the same thing, SLM, sold bonds from SLM improvements.
So you sold bonds
And
prior to,
you get a 20-year EPA loan,
low cost one.
low-cost loan, 20 years, and you have to send in a financial analysis. And they tell you how much you need to increase your, okay?
I guess the thing that I look at is you're looking at an increase now for an estimated cost. You know, you're based on $15 million, but
It's probably more than that.
It's probably more than that, 16, $17 million.
That's due to the push off of getting started, yes.
Even if you did wait until later, the increase would be far larger and more shock, if you ask me.
Whether it's today or tomorrow, it's increased, correct? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, some of this we discussed in our budget review. Are there any other questions? This is the first reading. So if no other questions, we'll move on to the next item.
Next item for the council consideration is code change to the cemetery code, and this is the second reading. The cemetery board had discussions at their February 6th meeting regarding various updates and changes to the cemetery's chapter of the city code. Those changes are attached and were read through at the last meeting. And just as a reminder, the last fee increase was May 1st, 2013. So I would ask council to approve the ordinance as attached.
Okay, this is the second reading, do we have any further discussion?
Has it always been unlawful to walk a dog in the cemetery? Is that always been there? I guess I haven't noticed it before.
Nobody wants that.
I'm just curious.
It's not, you can't.
It jumped out at me for some reason, I don't know why I don't have a dog, so.
It's posted too, every entrance. It's posted too.
I believe
I think it's
it.
It is, it's on the rules.
Yeah, it's posted at every
It's on
entrance.
that
yeah.
sign, yeah.
I had a dog, maybe I'd walk in there.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the cemetery code change.
Baker moved, seconded by Wyatt, to approve and adopt ordinance number 2005.
Roll call?
Wyatt?
Yes.
McMahon?
Yes?
Baker?
Yes.
Bettis?
Yes.
Dougherty?
Yes, motion carried. Next item?
Next item is the approval of bid award for the cemetery mowing. They were open on Wednesday the 4th, of this year, 2020. Bid includes mowing of the Muscogee City Cemetery, keeping it at a 3-inch height, trimming around all landscape and headstones, removal of grass clippings from the headstone and paved areas, and trash removal from the grass before cutting in connection with maintenance of city cemetery code. One bid was received from Curtis Clay, doing business as Clay Construction and Lawn Care from Sparta, Illinois, for $1,285 per cut, for $33,410 for 26 cuts. By the way, this is about $1,200 cheaper than last year. We actually dropped it $100, so these will be paid by funds budgeted in the 2021 budget, and I ask for the approval of the bid of the Muscogee City Cemetery mowing.
So moved.
Second? Yeah, second.
Got it. McMahon moves, seconded by Wyatt, to approve the low bid to Curtis Clay in the amount of $1,285 for the mowing of the Muscogee City Cemetery.
Roll call?
Wyatt?
Yes.
McMahon?
Yes.
Baker?
Yes.
Bettis?
Yes.
Dougherty?
Yes, motion carried. Next item?
The next item is another bid award for the fire department vehicle. Request approval of an authorization bid for purchase of one vehicle for the fire department. The fire department's chief has been using his own personal vehicle to transport equipment when needed for fire calls, and even in between fire calls. It's simply not good practice for the fire chief to use his own vehicle to haul fire equipment. He actually asked me about this last year, but it took some time. But the fire chief and I have discussed purchasing the truck to alleviate the need to use personal vehicles, so he's not the only one. We did go out for bids. The city received 2 bids from Bert Ketters Chevrolet Buick of St. Laborie in the amount of $31,450, and Triford Incorporated of Highland, Illinois, in the amount of $30,100. But Triford did not submit a full bid spec as required in our bid specifications. We budgeted $30,000 in the current budget. The fund has cash on hand for the additional $1,450. So we recommend approving and purchasing the 2020 Chevy Silverado 4-wheel drive standard box crew cab in hot red for $31,450.
Discussion?
We're paying 100% of that, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I take a motion to approve the bid.
I make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Bettis moves, seconded by McMahon, to approve the purchase in the amount of $31,450 to Bert Ketters Chevrolet of St. Laborie.
Roll call?
Wyatt?
Yes.
McMahon?
Yes.
Baker?
Yes.
Bettis? Dougherty?
Yes, motion carried. Next item?
Another bid award for a 1-ton dump truck, which is a smaller one, and we request approval and authorization for the bid. This purchase is for the water and sewer departments, but it can and will be utilized by all city departments. In the past, the water and sewer department had to use the street department's dump truck, which would cause issues in the winter when the street department was using their truck for snow removal and other rock hauling, whatever else they do. So with the purchase of this dump truck, the water and sewer department will be able to work more independently and improve efficiency. And as our city keeps growing, this becomes much more important. The city advertised for bids that were open on the 4th of March, received 5 bids from Burkheaders again for $56,140, Rush Truck Center for $67,000, Dave Sinclair Ford gave us 2, $52,872, and a cheaper one, $50,478, but it had electric hoist. The specifications required a hydraulic hoist. We don't want an electric hoist. And Enterprise Vehicle Exchange did not provide a spec packet. They just sent a price. The purchase was budgeted in the FY 1920 budget in the amount of $65,000. So actually, if we're spending, the city staff is recommending approval of the bid from Dave Sinclair Ford of St. Louis for the purchase of a 2020 Ford Super Duty 1-ton dump truck with additional cab steps for safety getting up in and out for $53,164, which is approximately $12,000 below what we budgeted.
Discussion? Questions? Motion to approve?
I'll second.
Mike moves, seconded by Baker, to approve bid for the 1-ton dump truck to Dave Sinclair Ford of St. Louis in the amount of $53,164.
Roll call?
Wyatt?
Yes.
McMahon?
Yes.
Baker?
Yes.
Bettis?
Yes.
Dougherty?
Yes. Motion carried. Next item.
Next item is another bid award. City Hall Marquee. A request for approval and authorization of the bid for the purchase of the new City Hall Marquee sign. The current City Hall Marquee sign is a 20mm sign, which means that's how far apart these LEDs are. It was purchased and installed in 2015. Within the past year, actually since the day I got here, staff has had multiple issues, including burned out LEDs that are now out of warranty, and replacement parts cannot be found. And we're unable to update the sign, and we have antiquated software, that if we want to improve anything, we have to buy additional very expensive software. So when deciding to replace the marquee sign, we discussed options with 2 reputable companies to help determine what type of sign would best fit and what brands to request, since off-brands, like the one we currently have, are pieced together with LEDs and other equipment that is not a complete package, it's just jumbled together. The city advertised for bids that were open on March 10th. We got 2 bids from Sikorsky Signs of Belleville. The only difference being one is 16mm and the other being 10mm. Both bids include removal of the old sign, installation of a new replacement program, 5-year parts warranty, 4G wireless with cellular data plan, web-based software, which is fantastic because right now we have to dig out the only laptop that it'll work with to program that and change the slides. And full color with video and photo options, so we can do both. So we recommend that we purchase the 16mm, which is the lower cost of the 2. It will provide for the capability needed to perform the functions needed for City Hall. The 10mm is best suited for more stationary boards used to play movies and graphics, which we don't need, but we definitely do need a new sign, because that one's, well, it's a disgrace, actually.
So we trade in the old sign?
He's hauling it off, I don't know, we don't get anything.
So
Get it.
it's not worth anything?
No, not
Like we couldn't give it to somebody else? Or
No, because they'd have the same issues and we'd have to give away a laptop.
Oh, that's a big.
I have, a couple of things on this, is that, so I understand there's a 5-year warranty on the old one, and we started requesting replacements when it was still under warranty.
Yes.
And I know you weren't here, but why didn't we hold our feet to the fire, or get Al involved in it to make sure it did happen at that time?
We spent more in his fees than the sign was worth. And I talked
You're
to,
gonna charge us 30 grand?
I talked to the man 3 times myself, and he promised me he was coming out here. So short of dragging him out here, there's not much I could do.
And I understand whenever this thing was purchased, it wasn't a manufactured sign, it was something that somebody threw together. It was just pieced together, this was the first time this guy ever did
Right,
this caliber.
right. It was a thrown together jumbled mess. He tells us he can't get parts for it anymore. I'm trying to find.
Just
You've
something like
seen
this.
the LEDs burned out now.
I've seen a couple of them, yeah.
Forever.
I'm not convinced we need a new sign. I'm not convinced we need a sign out there, to tell you the truth. I think we'd be better off, and I don't see this as gonna become a special funds project, but, one, given the state of affairs today, what's gonna happen, maybe we'll get special funds for something else. The sign is functional now. There's the internet we use, there's the newspaper, to get the word out. You post movies on the door. I'd much rather see special fund projects go for something that may be more useful in the city, in my opinion, like sidewalks, curbs downtown, that greatly replaced, that never get attention. That's just my opinion.
This is 50,000 in the administrative budget. You don't like to transfer between budgets?
But those are that's my comment.
Okay.
I just don't think that, I think that somebody out there sells the replacement parts for this. We just have, that's just my opinion.
Okay.
And I would say we should search for those instead of spending $32,000 on it.
I spent too much time on this sign. She has spent days just programming it down. When there's a better option than that.
Yeah, that's just my opinion. I don't think we need to spend money.
But I still recommend you approve my first.
Okay, anybody else? Well, do I have a motion to approve the purchase of the sign?
I'll move.
McMahon moves, seconded by White, to approve the bid from Sikorsky Signs of Belleville for the purchase of a 16mm LED watchfire message board in the amount of $32,842.
Roll call.
Wyatt? McMahon?
Yes.
Baker?
No.
Battis?
No.
Dougherty?
Yes, motion carried. Next thing.
Last item is, award for engineering services for the North Lebanon Street Improvement Project. Request approval of engineering services agreement with TWM for the design, prep of plans and specifications and bidding assistance for the North Lebanon Street Improvement Project. The project consists of reconstruction of the North Lebanon Street from Church Street to Arnett and Green Street from Market to Jefferson, Patterson Street from Lebanon to Jefferson, and Oak Street from Market Street to Lebanon Street. Improvements are anticipated to include construction new concrete gutter, concrete sidewalk, concrete driveway aprons, removing existing oil and chip pavement, constructing hot mix asphalt pavement with new aggregate base. The total length of this project is approximately 3,050 feet with an estimated construction cost of $1,300,000. This request for engineering services approval, the staff recommends approving the contract with TWM in the amount of $129,800 for the design, preparation of plans and specifications, and bidding assistance for the North Lebanon Street improvements. And you can see the attached TWM agreement for their services. And this project, I believe, is entirely paid for with TIF 2B project funds. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes. So I ask that you approve the contract with TWM for the engineering services in the amount of $129,800.
Question, why this project? Is this like on the top of our list? Or our master plan for streets? that our next thing?
This is the one that has an open ditch next to it, right?
Yes, it does. There's several of the,
But I mean, how does that stack up?
it is one of them. Well, there's several portions within that.
I understand.
So it takes care of quite
So it doesn't
several of
skip,
the
it doesn't
numbers.
skip other things? Yeah.
No,
No, it's on the priority list.
That's what I mean,
Yes.
that's what I'm asking.
Yes, it is.
It's on the priority list, but we're also taking advantage of that. These are intersecting streets on one hand, so just taking advantage of several segments that are on our improvement list and putting them all together in one project, so it makes it, it's just a little more efficient that way.
And the other thing, my other question is, since it extends out to Jefferson Street, does that mean we have to deal with IDOT?
Yes, we will have to have a permit.
Does that mean we're gonna go through the same stuff that?
These permits, these have been not as much trouble as other things. We're not gonna make a lot of changes on the intersection itself, so they've been going through pretty easily with IDOT.
Getting easements from a citizen is a lot easier than getting one from Motor.
It's just we're meant to work on it.
Or it has been, my experience, and for a street.
Wider? Some of these streets gonna be wider than?
Yes.
Yeah.
30 feet.
Whatever we can fit, I know some spots are pretty narrow,
As I say, we tell
but we're gonna fill that ditch in.
Right.
That's part of it, so we can make it much wider.
That street,
That was a good
that
project.
street is a bad street.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Would you expect this project to be completed?
I would expect, basically, we're looking to bid this for construction in January,
Okay.
and then, be done that.
With the start date of April, May, whatever.
Right, yeah.
Completion date by.
2022.
By the end of the construction season, in 2022, yes.
Okay. So the question tonight is the engineering, so, have any comments on that, questions? And then a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
That is moved, seconded by McMahon to approve the contract with PWM in the amount of $129,800 for the North Lebanon Street Improvements Project.
Roll call?
Wyatt?
Yes.
McMahon?
Yes.
Baker?
Yes.
Gaddis?
Yes.
Dougherty?
Yes, motion carried. Okay, we move into miscellaneous items, or anything? Go ahead.
Is it my understanding that we are going to, I didn't see it posted anywhere yet, but the ICC came out with the recommendation not to shut off the Halton. So
Yes,
this is-
we're following the recommendation.
Okay, good, thanks.
That was posted today,
Was it okay?
yes, with all of the other
Stuff.
stuff, yes.
Yeah.
And then, well, you're gonna make some comments. And I heard City Hall's closing, starting tomorrow?
Yeah,
What does that entail?
can I cover that when he gets to me?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was gonna come with that.
No, the thing when it gets to the city manager is, I asked Brad to, we've been flooded with information over the weekend and, coming out on this virus thing. And, so, no sooner get one email processed, the next one comes in. Do you guys get those emails? I was gonna suggest that those things are also posted on the IML website, so you can go on there and look at the coronavirus thing, and it'll bring you up to date on everything that's been sent out and where we are.
I got one long one from Brad. Cool.
Yeah, well, there's been quite a few.
No, it's interesting.
I got one.
Yeah. So, but anyway, as late as today, we've got more, so, I know you're probably aware of, the action the city's taking, stuff that Kerry sent out to the citizens, but I just wanted Brad to give you an update on maybe the sequence of what happened. And I thank everybody on the staff for doing a great job on this, the chief and EMS. I think we're on top of it, but, Brad, you wanna give us a brief on that?
Well, sure, as you know, the first IML email that I saw come out about this, introduction of these procedures was March 11th, which was the first COVID-19 update. And it was pretty lax and pretty, I wouldn't say lax, but it just said everybody be aware, try to cut back on social interaction, you know, those kinds of things. And then on Sunday, March 15th, another one came out. Oh, and by the way, I went listening in with the governor on the conference call Friday afternoon, which really didn't implement any of the procedures that we're doing today. It was just to catch up on how many cases, as of Friday, there were 32 deaths, and I think now we're at up in the 40s, I believe. So, or even 50 now. But, so it was just be aware and be concerned, and that was Friday. Well, over the weekend, you know, Sunday, a long one came out, basically telling us businesses had to, well, schools were closed until the end of the month. Businesses were to follow that, try to cut back on hours and people. And then just when I came in today, with all these things that were in, we had to have a meeting. Actually, I moved my staff meeting until this afternoon, but at our staff meeting today, we sat down and all the department heads and we discussed what we should do. And I have to commend Jerry Gottheimer. He has been all over this, making sure that the EMS crews follow all of their procedures for, you know, decontamination and disinfecting. He's been with the chief, making sure all the police cars have got, don't you have that, chief? Oh, there's Jeremy, right there. Jeremy. You tell him what you've implemented so far.
We've increased the disinfecting schedule for EMS. CDC and IDPH has sent guidelines out for EMS personnel, the equipment we need to carry. We have all that equipment. Trying to obtain more is very hard. There is a stash of it they're supposed to be releasing. We don't quite need it yet, but St. Clair County Emergency Management does have the equipment if we need more. But the way we're sitting good, we're good for a few months on equipment and supplies. Everybody's trained well on it. Everybody being updated daily. Made recommendation to the city staff for disinfecting, increased disinfecting through the city hall, limiting our gatherings and distancing people. Keep your 6-foot distance away.
Which we did today, but not here. We were all spread out.
So this is a daily, things changing daily. I have phone calls every morning I listen to, there's emails I'm bombarded with, so keep Chief and Brad updated with any changes I find, and Carrie.
And then today, Carrie, along with Kim, prior to my staff meeting, Carrie actually developed most of these procedures. She came up, I read the letter she had, and I think we added one more thing to it, I don't even recall what that was, but, and we had a brainstorming session in my staff meeting today. So what we came out with is, well, have you all seen this, what we are doing tomorrow? Tomorrow offices are closed. This building is actually closed except for the voting part. I won't have any employees. I'll be in here tomorrow. Public Works is working tomorrow. But the girls that work in this building and the other people, I meant girls by utility department, and EMS, they're gonna be in and out. But everyone that works in this building can be off tomorrow because of, we don't know how many people are gonna be coming in and out of this building tomorrow. So we're sectioning off, they can only go into the conference room downstairs or the restaurant. There'll be nobody in the building office. I'll be up here for whatever it needed to be, and the Public Works guys will all be at work. We're gonna take, we put it out Friday actually, that, you know, we have this option of making payments online, using the phone, we can use the fax, we can use email, and we have implemented those now. Friday was just, hey, you know, you can do this. Well, this is what we're doing now. And we're actually gonna be closed to the public until the end of the month. Only on an as-needed basis will someone come in. If we arrange a meeting, it's a one-on-one, well, then we'll do that. Maybe we can meet somewhere else. We're just trying to keep all the traffic out of here until the end of the month, which follows the governor's proclamation and the school district shutting down. We are closing the ag building to public use. We're closing the ball diamonds. We're closing the restroom at the park. We're not allowing pavilions to be rented because, remember, last week was no more than 1,000. Today it says maybe 10, just too many. So we're just trying, we're not closing the park. We're just closing the ag building and well, the pool's out of commission anyway right now. Not it's closed. And so the pavilions are going along with that, and as is the restroom. We'll be doing permits and other business as much as we can via alternative means. But this is to make sure we do not do anything here to help spread anything, the coronavirus. The less I can have, less people I can have exposed, the better. And then we'll reassess at the end of the month, just like everybody else, on what new procedures are. But we're not alone here. Freeburg has done some of this already. O'Fallon has done some of this very same thing. So I believe it's all good, and I'd rather err on the side of caution than not doing enough. So this is why we're doing this.
I was gonna ask Joe, what about your guys? I mean, you have any?
As I said earlier, Jeremy's been keeping us up to speed. He's been working with us. I feel that we're in good shape. You know, we put procedures in place for protection via IDPH and the other stuff that we've gotten, most of it. Jeremy's been working with us, and I think we're in good shape. You know, when our guys know if they're sick, not to come to the firehouse. And hopefully,
What are the fever numbers, Jeremy?
100.4 degree.
1.4. If you have a fever over that, don't show up.
And that memo went out to employees last week too regarding that.
Right, so, yeah, the memo went out to employees last week as far as.
Right.
Regarding that.
So we tried to stay ahead of everything, or
Yeah,
follow.
I think that, you know, with the help of Jeremy and Chief and I think we've got everything as good as we can at this time.
Well, and just to add, this also follows IML's recommendations on the latest email that came out at 5:42 PM today.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah, gambling.
they're suggesting
Gaming,
not only you could do away or at least suspend the rules and regulations concerning the Open Meetings Act right now.
Right, we had talked about that,
So-
that it might be by a telecom or Skype or something.
But that's not something we're gonna need to worry about until next month.
so I would say to all of us that, you know, if there's things come up that we think that we're not doing that we should be doing, you know, or that, right? Whatever. Or there's things we're doing that you don't think we should be doing. Same thing, but, this is gonna be a, you know. I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime, and I'm pretty old.
I also told all the employees today, if they're contacted by any media whatsoever, and Pam would understand this, go from Carrie or myself, I don't want them putting out any misinformation at all. So,
Okay, just to clarify, so tomorrow for election day,
right,
there's basically nobody here.
nobody here but the elected people,
After
and
that-
myself, I'll be here.
Right, but after that, is it normal staff?
Normal staff,
After that?
but we,
But isolate.
we don't want the public to come in.
Right.
Limited public.
Limited public access.
Yeah.
The payment window will be closed.
Right.
Basically. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then the ditch needs cleaned, people go out, and the work still goes on.
right,
Correct.
right, I mean, we got a drop off, so, unless there's a real imperative reason to come in this.
Jesse's gonna be available tomorrow, right?
Jesse, yes, he will, yes.
So we're constantly getting information from the state, from IML, from the county.
And it's gonna change.
That-
It's gonna change.
So Terry's been doing a great job getting information out, Jeremy's staying on top of it, the chief's taking care of the law enforcement part, as far as checking on video gaming in restaurants and bars and clubs. And Chief even asked about the bowling alley today, which no one really thought about, are they a bar, or are they a bowling alley, or are they, well, they've self-imposed their own restrictions, which is very good on that, so. Everybody's doing a fun job at staying on top of this.
just keep in mind, some of the restaurants are still open for carry out.
Yes,
And
Oh, yeah.
if delivery, if they have it, so
carry out.
if that's allowed, make sure and patronize it.
Yeah, because they're going to be hurting, they could sure use,
They could use whatever we can give them. Yeah, you said the bowl, and obviously we carry out pizza.
right, they'll do carry out, but you can't go in and bowl.
Good. Good job.
Anything else, council?
Let's see, we got,
We don't have any.
Well, I do have something on
Comments?
public comments.
All right.
Oh, no.
Is this a?
Very quick. First of all, I want to thank, as a member of the fire department, thanks for the pickup truck, but I wanted to qualify what it's for. It's for all the members of the department, and the 3 chiefs included, and probably primarily, but to use for all kinds of stuff, but we're not gonna take this thing home, all right? We're still gonna run fire calls in our pickups like we are in our personal vehicles, but when we're at a fire scene, if we need to haul hose back and forth, that's what it's gonna be used for. People, members of the fire department taking it to class, getting utility stuff, we're running around all over hauling stuff whenever we need to. And we've been talking about a utility truck for the fire department for 20-some years, and we just never did pull the trigger until recently, so. But I just wanted to kind of clarify what it's being used for. We'll probably have this thing 40 years. I mean, the rural district, we have a truck that they own, that's brush truck, small pickup, it's 40 years old, we're hoping to replace that someday too. But, this thing will drive, and the membership of the fire department is putting lights on it. So that'll be no cost to the city. We're looking at about $2,500. That sounds about right, chief? Does be like a police car to put the lights on, and we're buying the radio for it. So I just kind of wanted to clarify that.
Thank you.
I'm sure you'll.
And all our stuff, we do a lot of birthday parties and all that at the firehouse, all that's canceled, obviously, until this is over. Okay?
Thanks. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
And it is seconded by Travis to adjourn.
All in favor?